Georgia Republican Congressman Buddy Carter. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Neither of you, we just want our viewers to know, is on the committee, and those who are have gone pretty much radio silent. So, Congressman Carter, I'll begin with you. Nobody wants to see round two of another government shutdown. What are you hearing from your colleagues behind closed doors regarding what they're ready to give on?
Well, you're exactly right. No one wants to see another shutdown, and we're committed to trying to make this work. I think this is a tremendous opportunity for America to address an issue that's very tough, a tremendous opportunity for Congress to reassert ourselves and to reassert our branch of government as taking care of the problems we should be taking care of.
Okay, but Congressman Carter, could that include accepting maybe a trimming of the $5.7 billion that President Trump says he wants for border security?
Well, I think everything's on the table. You know, the most important thing here is we have to focus, and that focus has to be that we've got to secure our borders. We've got to address this situation with immigration. This has been lingering on for years and years. It didn't just start when I got here. It didn't just start when my colleague got here. This has been going on for a long time, and it needs to be resolved.
Congressman Garamendi, what about your side? Where are Democrats ready to bend?
Well, we certainly are. We're all for border security, and there are so many pieces to border security. We want all of those pieces to be on the table. We've been talking about better ports of entry, dealing with every car that comes through, not just 1 out of 5, but everyone, all of the drug shipments. Only a very, very small portion of those come through being snuck over the border. Most of them are snuck right through the various ports of entry. Coast Guards, other pieces of it, all of the technology, drones and all of those things, those have to be on the agenda.
Okay, but,
we just had a hearing.
Let me just tell you what's on our screen, because you told this to us. You are happy to allocate $5.7 billion for border security. Why did Speaker Pelosi lift an exchange of a DACA deal for border wall funding off the table? With a little tweaking to give the Dreamers permanent status, that sure looked like a fair compromise.
Well, this is going to be one of the challenges of that conference committee, and I'm really pleased to hear that the two senators want to work it out on their side. Previously, Mitch McConnell basically said whatever the president wants, that's not what is going to happen. And Buddy just talked about, my friend here from Georgia just talked about Congress taking back its prerogatives. We will write the legislation. Will there be DACA in it? That's always a possibility. At the end of this process, it could happen. Could there be money for some sort of a wall or a barrier or repairing fences? I suppose that's possible also. But what we know is that we want to deal with border security and not shut down the government.
Congressman Carter, Republicans did control both houses, both the Senate and the House and the presidency, obviously, for the past year and a half or two. And there was that opportunity to simply control what could happen on the border. So now you've got to work with Democrats because they control the House. How do you really anticipate this will come out?
Well, I'm very optimistic. Of course, I'm an optimistic person. Now, I would say that, first of all, you have to remember we didn't have a majority or 60 in the Senate,
Correct.
So we were still dealing with the Democrats, so to speak. But I do think the fact that we weren't able to pass a bill in the House just shows you what a tough issue it is. Yeah. It's a tough issue within our own party. It's a tough issue in America. But I'm very confident and very optimistic that we can handle it.
I do have to ask you quickly about Congressman Garamendi this question, because more people come to me and ask me this. Why, when Democrats were fine with funding parts of the border security, whether it was a fence or a wall under Democratic presidents, is it such an immediate knee-jerk no on behalf of Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats now?
Well, I think you need to go back and understand the history of what this is. The Republican Congress and Senate actually passed what the president asked for last winter in December. The president asked for $1.6 billion. It was in the legislation that was passed. Unfortunately, before the final vote was taken, the president then changed his mind, asked for 5.7, and that then set off this shutdown. In that 5.7, there was no specificity as to where that wall would be built, how it would be built, what it would be composed of. I think that what has been in the past was a specific plan we need to put a fence in these locations because this is where people are coming across. These are the points where there needs to be a fence. I suspect that if the president were to be very specific as to exactly where it was going to be, what its purpose was, why it was necessary there, that it would have a much better chance of becoming law.
I want to thank you both. We began with the Republican. We'll end with the Democrat. We do appreciate it. Buddy Carter, John Garamendi, please come back. I like both of you together because we get some real answers here. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
By the way, 13 days left, working days for that committee to come through.